Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about quitting nicotine for the year of 2020 because how you quit vaping, how you quit smoking, how you quit chewing tobacco, it's changed. The game has changed, right? We used to talk a lot about, oh, you got to use willpower, and oh, you should use Nicorette gum, and oh, you should use nicotine patches. Or I love what are some other ones? Oh, chew on sunflower seeds, chew on gum, because chewing on gum and chewing on sunflower seeds is going to fix a drug addiction, right? If that worked, if chewing on a piece of gum worked, no one would smoke cigarettes. In fact, you wouldn't have drug addiction. Drug addiction would be cured because nicotine is drug addiction, right? So all those old methods, we're going to do away with that, and we're going to focus on one thing here for 2020, one simple thing. And it's going to be all about mindset. It's going to be all about mindset. And this is super important because in today's world, right? Like, especially if you're younger and you're watching this as you get older, you got to be really, really tough to make it. And what do I mean to make it? I mean, for those of you guys watching this that either work for yourselves or that want to work for yourselves, for those of you guys that have big dreams, big goals, you have big things in life that you want to achieve, which I believe is probably most people watching this, you have to have a tough mindset because you're going to face a lot of challenges, right? Now, here's the problem with nicotine addiction. It subconsciously rots our mindset. It wears away at us over time. And I'm not saying it makes you weak. You're a strong person. If you suffer from an addiction, you're a very strong person. It takes an unbelievable amount of strength to drag yourself through garbage every day, to put yourself through a living hell every day, a living hell that you don't want to be in, to sustain this addiction. So it's not that you're weak. You're not weak. Not being able to quit isn't weak. It's not a weakness. You're just using your strength in the wrong area of life. You're being strong to stay addicted. I need you to be strong to become unaddicted. I already know you're strong. No weak person could go through or survive a few months or a few years of addiction. No weak person could do that. So I know you're strong. I just need you to move that strength over to quitting and focusing on something better for your life now. So, we always hear, oh, use gum, use nicotine gum. That's weak because that's telling you, you're now telling yourself that you need nicotine to quit nicotine. And you don't need nicotine to quit nicotine. That's one of the biggest lies you've been told from the first time you thought you wanted to quit till the time you're watching this video. You don't need nicotine to quit nicotine. You don't need a drug to quit a drug. It creates a weak mindset. It creates a mindset that you're giving something up, right? It creates the mindset that you've made a sacrifice. And you're not making any sacrifice. You're getting rid of something that you don't want in your life anymore. And it takes a strong person to be able to say no. It takes a strong person to be able to say no to whatever it is in life. No to friends, no to family. It takes a strong person in today's world to be able to take care of themselves, right? To avoid drugs, to avoid other addictions, whether it's gaming addiction, pornography addiction. It takes a strong person in today's world to stay focused and to stay organized. It takes a strong person. And unfortunately, you are a strong person. You're just putting all that strength and all that energy into addiction. So, do you see where I'm saying with that? You're not weak. People always say that you're not weak. You already have that mindset. I call it that addiction mindset. It's that obsessed mentality. You're obsessed, right? You're obsessed with doing something. You're obsessed to the max. And unfortunately, in your case, doing something to the max might be doing drugs, using nicotine, smoking weed, whatever it is. Imagine if you would go focus on your goals to the max. Imagine if you wanted to, get in a new relationship and you focused on developing and building that relationship to the max. Unfortunately, when you have an addiction, your mind, a large portion of your energy is always focused on that addiction. It's always focused on that drug versus on other things in life that you want to accomplish. So you have to change your mindset. You have to change how you view quitting nicotine. And instead of viewing yourself as weak, instead of viewing yourself as someone who has no willpower, instead of viewing yourself as someone who constantly says, I can't, I need you to start to view yourself as someone who understands that you're incredibly strong because you've put yourself through this addiction and you still wake up every day. You have a lot of willpower, actually. You've sacrificed a lot of things in your life to maintain this addiction. You've actually given up a lot of things in your life to stay addicted, right? You've sacrificed probably time with friends and time with family. Maybe you've sacrificed relationships over this addiction. You've definitely given up on your health. And maybe you have given up on financial goals because of the amount of money you're spending on this. So you have willpower. You've said no to a lot of things to maintain this addiction, right? You've said no to a lot to maintain this. So you have willpower. You're not weak. You have strength because you keep doing this addiction. And one of the biggest things is when it comes to quitting is fear. We spend all this time fear-mongering people when it comes to addiction, and we don't talk about the most important thing. So many people fear quitting. Like, what am I going to experience when I quit? What's going to happen to me when I quit? And the reality is nothing. You're going to get your life back. I hate to even acknowledge the minor withdrawals that you're going to experience, and trust me, they're minor. These withdrawals are only as powerful as your mind allows them to be. If you tell yourself, especially when it comes to nicotine and THC, no, I'm not giving in. I'm not going to be down today. I'm not going to get knocked down. I'm going to keep pushing. The withdrawals are weak. The withdrawals are weak. The addiction is actually a weak addiction. It's a popular one, but it's a very, very weak addiction if you have the right mindset. So we have to change how we do things. We got to fear. I was talking about the fear. You don't fear what's going to happen if you quit. What you actually fear is what's going to happen if you continue doing this. You fear what's going to happen if I keep waking up like this day in and day out nonstop. That's actually what you fear. So let's get real clear on that. You don't fear quitting. There's nothing you should fear about quitting, and there's nothing that these companies love more than making you fearful of quitting, right? That's how vaping was born. Vaping was born on the idea that quitting cigarettes was an awful thing, so you need a vape to ease the withdrawal pain of nicotine from cigarettes. Obviously, that totally backfired because it's not true, because that's false. Nicotine withdrawals can't kill you, but addiction can. Addiction can certainly kill a person. And there's a lot of people who live through active addiction who feel pretty dead inside, unfortunately, and they go many years of their life like that. So I hope you guys took some stuff away from that. You're not weak. You already have willpower. You have an obsessed mentality. You have grit. You have strength. You have all the traits you need to stop. You already have all the traits you need to quit. But I need you to start applying those traits to quitting versus feeding your addiction. So let's change how we talk about nicotine addiction in 2020 and 2021, okay? Let's talk about it. All right, guys.